green north of Canada. Sometimes it's the great white north. Today it's the green north as things are looking very beautiful here for spring. We've been having a fantastic expedition. Um, wow. Yeah, really cool interactions. I'll talk about them a little bit. I'll be answering questions pertaining to the subject Sasquatch slash Bigfoot. I'm out, but I'll tell you, I'm pretty impressed with their product. Actually, there's a little satellite right behind me because we are way out in the middle of nowhere and getting fantastic internet service. We've got a cool battery bank set up with power out here. It feels amazing to do expeditions like this because I remember when I was out here with a a sleeping bag and a can of bear spray and a knife, and things have changed since then. You'll notice I am armed, just because we have an abundance of bears that are very arrogant around here. So if you see a bear sneaking up behind me, let's give me a, I don't know, hit an emergency thing or something. So no, but out here on expedition, we've had some incredible success in the field of neurosurgery. So an amazing man that's been on our expedition. He had to go home early with his son, but they had a really good expedition. We had a couple live interactions with Sasquatch that they are in the know, that they were able to garner. The apples were taken by Sasquatch. A gentleman from Scotland here who's an empath, having a great time out here. He said to tell everybody that he thinks these expeditions are absolutely spectacular, and having a great time. So he's got a couple days, just him and I, which is amazing. Probably the coolest thing that I got to experience, besides the general live interactions and the incredible tree breaks that we've found this year that are absolutely astonishing, and a tree break that was made specifically for an expeditioner, which was absolutely magnificent, is we were ice bathing and out by in a remote area, and rocks were lobbed over at us. And what was amazing was the young man, the son of the neurosurgeon, predicted that we'd have a live interaction of some kind. I got wind blowing me here. We'd have a live interaction with Sasquatch, and that the rocks that he placed out there were moved. He was in fact correct, which is pretty spectacular because you have to understand we do 10 different things every day. We go to different track sites, we go to different tree break areas, we go to the elk trail, we go to the wolf trail, we go down the porcupine trail, dozens of different things that we do every day. For him to pick the one thing when we ice bath over in the ice bathing pools by the creek where there's nobody, like a trail that I actually have, I started that trail and obviously nobody uses it. There's been Sasquatch activity there a couple times, but for him to predict that's the one place out of all the different places that we go where there'd be an interaction was clairvoyant. I don't know what the word is. The precognition was very impressive. He's a very impressive young man, and I'm looking forward at building a future with him and his father, and also with this amazing Scotsman that's out here, and we're practicing our accents. We're doing a pretty good job, if I do say so myself. So I'm trying to balance this up here. I'll go for a little walk in a minute. So I'm going to say hi, Randy. Hello. Maintenance worker from Nia Bay. Hello, my gosh. So now I have people. So Brian from Nia Bay. We're going to have a talk when I come back from expedition because I have people that want to go out to Nia Bay to Washington State. I'm just going to maybe walk around a little bit. They want to go out to Washington State, and I can't recommend a place better than Nia Bay, close to my heart. So we're gonna have to think about maybe you guys running a couple expeditions without me. So don't know how you feel about that, but I guess we talked about it a little bit, but I'd like to, I don't know, expand this cooperation in so many ways. Actually guys, I should tell you something I'm super excited about, just absolutely thrilled about. So last year, so the Discovering Bigfoot app, where you could watch us out here on expedition, we started it up and it started working really good. The only problems we had was with the deception of the solar panels and the electric batteries. They do way less than they're sold to do. Like, it's really bad. So you'll see there's a new camera up there, but what's exciting, so there's base camp behind me, is this camera over here. Holy crap. So I actually let's see the battle scars. Check it out. So I got all cut up and messed up from climbing a tree over here, putting that thing up in the air, a wild Rocky Mountain Douglas fir. But we got it up there, and it is going to be spectacular. It's going to have just an incredible view all around behind me, and then down the Porcupine Trail, thermal. It's going to have a 360. So we're going to have a camera. It's got 270 degrees of view. There'll be a patch it can't view because I'm not going to cut down all the trees here, and it wouldn't make any difference because it turns into the trunk of the tree. So, but it's going to have a thermal view, and what this camera is going to do is when it's going to pan around, and it's going to pick up on thermal images, and then it'll track the thermal image. This is some AI technology. That is so exciting. So there'll definitely be a lot of bear, deer, moose, all kinds of animal activity. But when the Sasquatch comes around, I mean, it's thrilling to even. I'm sure, I don't know, I haven't got the specifics of it, but I'm sure it's going to alert us when there's some thermal activity and it's tracking some thermal being moving around here. So pretty spectacular news about the Discovering Bigfoot app this year. It's going to be absolutely outstanding, and I'm gonna work out some deals. We'll really promote it and get people involved really deeply, because it's really exciting stuff. So, hey Todd, hope you're doing well. I am. Thank you. Diego says hi. Hello, Julie. Thank you. Good evening from Connecticut. Thank you for Connecticut. Hey, Paul. Paul, guess what, Paul? So, just because I'm so out all the time and I have so many freaking things to do every day, I have to tell you, Paul, your little necklace got moved for the first time ever. So I filmed it. I have a video of it. So we had apples taken by a Sasquatch, and for the first time, so Paul put out something that's very special and sentimental to him by the apples, and it sat there for, gosh, like 9 months. We had Sasquatch definitively take apples and Sasquatch definitively move that beautiful bracelet of yours, Paul, like on the trail. So congratulations, my friend. There'll be a little video about it, and Ashley and I were the ones that discovered it, and it's really spectacular to see that. And I'm gonna teach that to people too, when to be patient, right? So that bracelet was put out there, and I just left it, and it's been there. And there's 2 other things that people have put out there that are sentimental to them. I want people to leave that stuff out there. Even a lady from a couple years ago, she put out crystals, and I kind of forgot about it. Then she came out the next year's expedition on the next year. She goes, "Where's the crystals?" I go, "I don't know, they're gone." I wasn't really taking note of it. So I took note of Paul's, and I'm taking notes of these other people's things. So yeah, 100% Sasquatch has moved the necklace, and even the date has been recorded. It wasn't very long ago, probably about 10 days ago that was done, Paul. So congratulations to you, my friend. That is amazing. I know it means a lot to you. So and my elder Brian from Nia Bay saying hi to Paul, because Paul came on an expedition in Nia Bay, and man, did Paul make an impression. So yeah, there they go, saying hi back. I love it. So on this expedition, so we've got Ross from Scotland, and we got Alexander and his son. They're very worldly. They've been all over the place, Finland, and just very worldly, trained and educated in different spots. They become friends after, and I freaking love that. I love it when people go on to build their own relationships after. I have lots of guys traveling around back and forth with each other, and because when you're out here and you do these expeditions, it's very personal, so personal. Once the business and the contracts are all done, and the agreements are in place, and the airplane tickets are purchased, it becomes very personal, and I wouldn't have it any other way. That's what this whole discovery process is about. With the people that are involved in doing it, is you get personal, because being personal is transparent, and transparency is important when you're learning about telepathy, which is what Sasquatch are teaching out here. So I hope you can understand that. Thrift Sasquatch in here for this. Thank you, Ronald Pearson. I would love to go on an expedition with you someday. Yeah, and we'll make that. I have. Oh, there, Toddy boy. So there's Logan right there, Bigfoot live stream. So I wonder. Let's go take a look at this camera that I'm so proud of, and I'll answer some questions. I'll walk over there. I should keep signal. I'll go short way. I'm also grounding, so I'm barefoot right now. Hello, Todd. Hello, Elizabeth. Thank you for what you do, Andy. Thank you for tuning in today, my friend, and moderating like you do. Have there been any encounters in Nia Bay since the expedition? Oh, that's for Brian to answer. So yeah, you have to. And Andy's saying, please subscribe. I appreciate that. 535 videos. Wow. So Brian's talking back. there. Bigfoot live stream. Boom, boom, boom. Hello. Let's see some questions. Travis. Hey, Todd. I'm on Starlink camping where I had a tree knock before. Nice. I wish you tremendous success with Sasquatch there. Let's see here. Local man. Why does Thinker Thunker call you fraud stand? Is that Thinker Thunker says that? Wow. Well, good for him. I don't care. People are going to get jealous of what I do, and people are going to be jerk-offs about things, and I don't think highly of him at all. In fact, yeah, Thinker Thunker better keep his little mouth shut, because there are real men that are working and risking their lives doing this discovery. We're not little armchair quarterbacks being little pansy asses sitting behind our computers. Thinker Thunker better leave this discovery process for real men that are out here boots on the ground. You'll never see Thinker Thunker. I mean, you can't even see him. He's hiding in his mommy's basement. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the hella middle of nowhere. You won't hear a car. You won't see people around here. You won't hear a sound from nothing. We are way out in the hella middle of nowhere, where this research area has been cleaned and owned. I don't really have much troubles with bears and mountain lions because I've spent years showing them who the boss around here is. So 90% of the wild animals around here don't mess with me. They smell me and run because they understand, yeah, you better not mess with me because got a little friend here that's gonna have a talk with you. So I'm Stuart out here in this incredibly amazing, beautiful habitat that has an abundance of black bears, grizzly bears, wolves, beautiful, beautiful wolves, mountain lions, and of course all the prey animals that come with that: elk, deer, moose. Ouch! Sharp branches to step on. But anyways, I get a little bothered by armchair quarterbacks, and I suppose I shouldn't. So if people truly want to compete with me, they should get their asses out here and show me where the Bigfoot footage is. So it's pretty easy to be a critic. I don't know why critics are getting so much attention online, because all they do is criticize, and they're not out here making it happen and doing great things. So respect to all the researchers that are out there, boots on the ground, getting it done. Because the discovery is not going to happen otherwise. It's not going to happen in Thinker Thunker's basement with his mommy. So and I hope that's a mistake. I hope he's not calling me saying things like that. I've never seen that. And Rogan, are you making that camera spin, dude? What's going on here? So look at this, guys. This is amazing. See if I can get this. I have to actually look here. Look at that. You see that in the tree up there? Where is it? I'll finger. Look at that. See that? Are you doing that, Logan? Why is that thing spinning? Chill out, dude. Is he showing off? Isn't that amazing? So this camera will be able to film. This is down the Porcupine Trail. And then from the angle that it's at, these trees are going to get cut down. And it'll film all this all the way through over there. Logan, your camera's losing its mind, dude. It's spinning all over the place, man. Settle down, settle down. So, yeah, pretty spectacular to be able to have that. Like, this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is so freaking remote. This is such a hot spot. This pathway is, so Logan made it stop spinning, so he was showing off. Well done, Logan. Literally, I could even show you, like, you know, the angle that we got with this camera is so freaking exciting. Like, thrilling exciting. Let's see if we can see it up there. There it is. So if you, where is it? There, it's right there. So we get tremendous Sasquatch activity. I'll go 180 degrees all through this trail, and the Sasquatch will even, it'll get, and then imagine being up and over. So it's going to get this whole line here, and we get really significant activity from the Sasquatch over here. Many, many encounters where the Sasquatch cross this line. In fact, look at him beside right here. Look at that. That's a Sasquatch tree break from 2 years ago. Unfortunately, our camera wasn't functioning at the time. I'll get that branch out of the way, because when the Sasquatch came here, there were Sasquatch trackways here. There's a rock stack they did over there, like so much stuff. And then don't even get me started about over here at the other area. It would be absolutely 10 times as much activity in this northernly, like northeasternly direction. So from northeast to northwest, that's where they come from, and that's where if they're going to back out, if they're going to exit the area, go north, you have about, if you started going north from here, it'd be about 1,200 miles, 1,800 kilometers till you hit Alaska. So not much between here and Alaska, but incredible wilderness and bush. So it'd only be about 99.9% wilderness, 0.01% roads and civilization when you go north from here. So really, really spectacular, amazing habitat. Let's answer some questions here. Oh yeah, monthly supporters too. I'll be doing special videos for the Patreon followers, and they're gonna get. So when I go back, all the Patreon followers are gonna get the 1/2 of the segment everybody wants with the new footage for discovering Bigfoot, which will be a TV show that will come out now. In case I haven't said this, they're saving it for November, so they're gonna do a big Christmas rush. It's Discovering Bigfoot, the series, is a very big deal for the distribution company Warner Brothers that is distributing for me, so they're saving it for their highest sales time of year. So it's very exciting that'll happen, and I'm not sure where they're going to distribute it, but I'm happy for them, so it's all good. Ashley is just she was here a couple days ago. Ashley came out with Logan and Ross, and they set up the cameras, and she's just at home right now. So Florida, hello Ace, thanks for tuning in today, my friend. Hello from Oregon. Can't wait to get back out to Oregon. That would be very exciting. Frank, so that's next, right? So very exciting. So Frank is the Army sniper coming out, I guess it's like 10 days now. So I go home later this week, and then the next expedition is the killer one, the backcountry. It's never been done before, ever. I've never taken people up over Strawberry Mountain. I was having a look at it today, kind of mapping it out, looking at the distances we'll be traveling. So it's very exciting, very, very exciting. Yeah, looking forward to it. Look behind you, there's a big face. Where? Hey, from S at UK. So now we're international. Thank you for Liquid Vapor for tuning in today. We are now an international worldwide program. It's 2 a.m. in UK, so thanks for tuning in. You say it's amazing info. We have this amazing interactions. It's surprising. Plaxes. Cool. Thank you for that. Florida. Hello, Rich. Thanks for tuning in. Give a thumbs up. Says Andy. I appreciate that. Fabian. Hi. What happened? You now look like a Sasquatch. Yeah. Just it's all good. Hey, Todd. I'm really not worried about my appearance, guys, much. I'm a wilderness expert, outdoor expert, wilderness guide, Sasquatch researcher, documentary filmmaker. So I'm gonna look a little rough. That's just the way it is. So if you want pretty, go look at Ashley. Thank you, John B. Says I'm the real deal. Appreciate that. Willie, don't, Betty, don't. Have you ever put a mirror out for a gift? No, nah, they're not like that. They're just technological stuff. They're just not like that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm super grateful. They're taking apples. We make Inuk shuts. Now why am I pronouncing that incorrectly? Anyways, we make those little stacks, those little rock stacks for them. And I want more. I want the interactions. I want the things. That's what the goal is, to grow and expand, to get this, like, Jane Goodall, Diane Fossey kind of research where we're sitting down with them and learning from them that way. So that's really what the goal is here, more than anything else. So mirrors, I just don't feel that's going to work for me. I have a problem. What happened to your hair? Yeah, hair is gone, not coming back. Life happened. Lindsay says, I believe, but also marry the physical with the spiritual. Absolutely. I feel that Bigfoot is a spiritual, physical animal. I agree. I'm a spiritual, physical animal. While I do not wish to meet one, I find them affirming to my faith. That is absolutely fantastic. Good for you. They're very spiritual beings, 100%. The greatest primatologists of all time have been documented as saying, the truth is, so I'm talking about Broody Gattigas, Jane Goodall, Diane Fossey, have been documented to say this is a very spiritual discovery. What they did with chimpanzees, gorillas, and orangutans was a very spiritual experience. It wouldn't have happened without the spirituality. And I think it's even more so with Sasquatch. I think they're much more spiritual. I know they're sentient, spiritual beings, so that's really another level. And you know, I I, I I feel strongly, and I don't know how this translates, but that spirituality and telepathy are pretty much the same. When you're telepathic, when you're feeling into things, there's when you accept the energy and the beauty of the plants and the animals around you, um, yeah, the smells, the physical, as it combines with the spiritual, it has to be that way. There's just no other way. I think most great, if not all great studies, especially in nature, have to be spiritual. So to some extent, to be passionate and love what you do isn't that real? Can you love something and not be spiritual with it? Maybe you can. I can't. It's just not part of my makeup. So has Todd ever experienced any other cryptids? No, I don't do anything else. I'm very, very clear about that. Um, a bear biologist is an expert about bears. That's it. They don't do wolves. So I don't even, you guys even have to understand this. I have no interest in aliens whatsoever. I'll never do alien stuff. I don't even consider myself, see, as you say cryptids, I don't even accept that term cryptozoology. That cryptozoology is John Bitternagel and myself are strongly against. It's just a term that was invented by a person, and no disrespect, but it's a BS term. You want to be a cryptozoologist? This is how you be a cryptozoologist. Watch this. I'm a cryptozoologist. Is that valuable? You could just say you're a cryptozoologist. So I don't really like or support that term. Uh, I think more specifically paranormal researchers, where people do ghosts and and Loch Ness and Bigfoot and aliens, and that's fine. I Discovery Channel, when they have dealings with me, in History Channel, they call me a paranormal researcher and I deal with it, but that's not specific. I am not a paranormal researcher. Sasquatch are an absolute reality. It's a de facto discovery. We've had so much scientific evidence and proof of them. If I went to a court of law, I would absolutely annihilate Fish and Wildlife. It proves way beyond a reasonable doubt that this species exists. So it is a de facto discovery. And this is all I do. And as far as I know, there is absolutely no dogma. I have no evidence of that. And if there was, I wouldn't really be studying it unless it had something to do with my survival and safety. So I don't really like bears. Like I'm not a fan of bears, but I have an extreme knowledge of them, like a thorough understanding of them on so many levels because my survival is dependent upon that knowledge. I love wolves. So I have an exceptional knowledge of wolves, and that's personal, and I really appreciate them, and the elk and the deer. So uh, these are things I do. You have to you can't come out here and not understand how what a moose is doing at a certain time of year, how they're reacting when the rut's going on, because your life is at risk. And as a wilderness guide, I have to have a level of expertise. So, like a jack of all, and my mastery is what out here, especially now, is specifically about Sasquatch. I'm completely devoted to that discovery process. When I'm around bears, I deal with them. Around mountain lions, I deal with them. I read books and studies about these incredible species to know them because I'm out here interacting with them on a regular basis. But my field of study specifically is a Sasquatch researcher. 100%. That's what I do. That's what I am. Hello from Mantoulin Island, Todd. Do Sabe get gray hairs? Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. Yeah. I've seen them gray. Like, actually, I've never seen one that's like, you know how Yeti are projected, portrayed as white? I've never seen one that was just like solid gray. It's more like gray with black, like salt and pepper. I've seen them like that. I've never seen a white Sasquatch, and I've never seen a full gray Sasquatch. It's always, and even actually, I don't even remember seeing white. I see gray hairs. I've seen gray hairs on them. Even like I would say like a gorilla. Like they get the grays like the silverback gorillas. But yeah, I never saw white. Like I get white. Like there's white in my hairs, and obviously, as human beings age, we go white. But I've not seen that in Sasquatch. Not to say it doesn't exist, but I have not seen it yet. Just gray. Have they thought of TOF on Joe Rogan? I don't know if that. I'm yeah. There's a thing with Joe Rogan and me right now. So Joe Rogan talks about me quite regularly, a couple times a year at least, and so that's being pursued right now. We'll see what happens with that. So Todd, I've been wanting to come out with you for a long time. What I do to make that happen? Well, David, send me. Actually, oof, I I kind of hate to see it, but there was an expeditioner I was really counting on to do an easy expedition, and he's not showing up. So with James Penner, I'm just be transparent with you guys. So with James Penner, there's going to be a gentleman that's going to come out and just have an easy expedition. It's not backcountry wilderness. They're going to drive around mostly. They're going to walk really short distances, stay around base camp where most of my sightings are, anyways. And so there's room now. So what you want to do is if you there's obviously a reality behind hard hiking. I mean, Ross is in there. Ross is 60 years old. He's a fit dude. He's very fit. He's just 60, and he's burned out, man. He's taking the whole day off. He's exhausted today because this is hard work. I'll grind people out here. Like there's not much for flat trails around here. The mountains are all over the place. See if you can see them. No, it kind of gets bleached out there. That's that's a piece of a mountain up on my shoulder there. But we're surrounded by mountains. There's hills all over the place. These are hard hikes. We even our days off can be pretty tough just riding. So I hike people pretty hard. Then we get a day off and ride the e-bikes where it's minimal exercise on them. And then so every second day we're hiking and stuff. The point of James Penner's expedition, well, he'll be out here, and I'll be out here too. I'll see the expeditioners. It's just to take it easy, just to drive around, and not everybody's physically fit and strong and in really good shape. So that'll be James Penner's expedition, and there's a spot available for, unfortunately, because yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is. So the gentleman that kind of inspired me to open the expedition doesn't seem to be responding to me now, so that really sucks. Miss Lori, 2013, was graveling into the area, stayed in a tent to save on the hotel costs. Holy moly, the tree knocks, noises, blamed it on a lynx. What? Yeah, folks called me nuts when I mentioned it. Well, and it sucks there's still paradigms. People will be difficult about you having Sasquatch interactions, but I'll tell you, lynx don't. We actually had a lynx out here yesterday making some of those whiny sounds that they do, but yeah, armchair quarterbacks are just noise, and you're right. So problem is, guys, what it's not just noise. Thinker Thunker did real damage to me with morphing my head into a Sasquatch. That went on for years, and Thinker Thunker better be careful because he's going to end up having his ass sued to bits because he went and did something. So when he spoke about the garbage, moronic thing that he did, morphing my head into one of my Sasquatch's heads, which is totally infinitely stupid and preposterous. I can't even believe how dumb that is. Don't get me started. But what he said was, I'm an expert. My stuff would hold up in a court of law. You better be careful what you say. Because now that the distribution companies picked me up again, they have lawyers with teeth, and they're going to come after him. He had to take that down, that crap show that he did. And for years, people were like, Thinker Thunker, prove this is a hoax. Thinker Thunker, prove. He actually defamated my character by like completely lying and being absolutely, like, everything he said was a complete and utter lie. And his work was absolutely atrocious. Saying that this would hold up in a court of law, that my work is completely, like, he actually, upon the slightest little bit of investigation by other colleagues of mine, he's literally incompetent and a complete buffoon and a moron. You can quote me on that, and I'll stand up for that in a court of law. He's an ignoramus. His breakdown was absolutely so ridiculous and preposterous. I mean, he should be, court of law, he should have been put in jail for how incompetent and ridiculously moronic his breakdown was. And it, even up until last year, I was hearing it all the time on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Oh, Thinker Thunker already did Thinker Thunker, and it actually got taken down. The frustrating thing about it was that his deceptive, deceitful breakdown that generated a lot of money for him. He made a lot of money, tens of thousands of dollars, for doing that fraudulent piece from his basement, like the chump that he is. And then it got out there in pop culture and damaged a reputation, if I can take a step away from me, of an individual who's out here busting his ass, boots on the ground, really trying to make something of it. The hatred, the bleeding hypocrisy of work that he did got more attention than my real work. And then my response video that shows how absolutely preposterously stupid his breakdown was, I mean, it got a fraction of the viewership. So And I kind of get tired of that. And even what probably bugs me more than anything is people that have been out here and know the reality of what I do will be out there defending this work and this research of the Discovering Bigfoot project, and they'll be online, and some jerk off will go, well, you're an idiot because Thinker Thunker already proved him a liar and a hoaxer. The legitimate people that have been out here with me and know the work that I do, even people like Survivor Man and Jeff Meldrum, and their integral opinions of me that are based on factual truths are being dismissed because of this stinking, reeking piece of crap. So that's the frustration in it, and a lot of people go through that, and it's just par for the course, and I get it, but it doesn't mean I have to like it. I don't like it, and yeah, I wish I would just even. I apologize for even bringing it up. I don't know. It is what it is. I think you're amazing, Todd. Thank you, Joanne. Joanne said that. I'm not saying that. They smell you before they grab you. They smell you before you can grab anything. Okay. Thank you for your comment. I love this channel. Thank you, Al. Appreciate you being on here. Haywood, the mid 1980s Leech Lake Reservation, Dick Jet's property, Little Lost Lake. I heard something that I cannot explain this day. Fantastic. And there's guys, you gotta, it's not always Sasquatch out here. Like when the lynx was coming around, it was a sound like nobody'd ever heard before, but I recognized it as a lynx. So animals make sounds, and we gotta. It's hard to break it down because there's a lot of different sounds out here, and then Sasquatch could be very impressive, making bird sounds and animal calls, and fool you into, because the Indians did that too, right? So just it is what it is. I see them do that a lot, and that's the reality of this research. By the way, I love this channel. Thank you, Lindy. Todd Stadion, I've been watching you since you had hair. Right. That was a long time. That's great. Hello. Andy says, giving. Oh, yeah, there's the. So if you're interested in the expedition, there's the link to it. Andy, you are a freaking machine. Really appreciate you. Thank you very much, sir. Um, Protect your neck. Thank you, John. I will do that. Cool. Thanks for the info, says David. John B says, this is absolutely amazing. Thank you. Bill Burr, I am a big fan. It's me too. I like Bill Burr. Yeah, he's. Oh, I guess I kind of look like. Do I have the Bill Burr look? Bill Burr's bald. Does Bill Burr have a. Bill, Bill Burr doesn't have a beard, does he? I like Bill Burr. Yeah, he's funny. So I'm a fan of his too. I like stand-up comedy. That's one of the things I liked about Joe Rogan was his stand-up comedy. I appreciated that. I appreciate his UFC commentary. Um, yeah, and then I guess some things I don't appreciate. I live in Louisiana, so I'm guessing it's gonna be a long trip, but I'm down. This is David again. Yeah, that you just go to the link, go apply it at discoveringbigfoot.org. The link is on here, and I'm discovering Bigfoot. I'm discovering Bigfoot at Gmail, discoveringbigfoot.org. My movie is Discovering Bigfoot. Yeah, that's the way to get to me. So, and roll with it because it's gonna. I'm gonna fill that spot quick. Discovering the Unknown. That's the name of the person. Hi, Todd. Very interested. I recently visited Salmon's Island, and I've seen giants living on the island. Wow. With other people. My friends got pictures. Well, I would love to see it. Send me an email. If you send me an email, and so everybody's aware, I'll just make this really clear because I haven't in the past. Anything you send me, I can't, I will not. I guess I could put it up and be like someone like Thinker Thunker and steal your work and profit from it. But I'm actually not that guy. I would never do that. I've never done that. And I've been doing this for decades. I've received hundreds of emails with photographs, some of them very impressive, and I've not gone public and I've even talked about them without permission. So I have this thing that's not very popular right now. It's not something you see a lot in our society. It's called integrity, to be respectful of people's hard work and what they've accomplished. So when people come and understand, when people take my stuff, I don't care if it's legal or not. Do you think it's justified that I'm out here risking my life, spending thousands of dollars and time and energy and all that I put into this, and some armchair quarterback takes what I worked very hard for and profits from it? Do you think that's fair? So if you do, fine. I don't think it is. I don't think that somebody writes a book and that if you steal that and profit from it, I think that should be illegal. They wrote the book. It's their thing. And even comparing that, someone goes and writes a book, they get to do that in the comfort of their own home, in their spare time. It's a safe thing. I don't get to do that. Out here, this is hardships, man. It rains, it pours, mountain lions, bears, getting lost, avalanches, The hardships that are out here are significant and long, and it's very expensive to do what I do. And it took a lot of hard work and determination to do what I do, and then people go and profit from it, and I that's not okay with me. And we got to kind of get away from, hey, what's the law say? You know what? Try to be moral, because I'll tell you a little secret, just between us. If you ask me, I'd probably give it to you. So I've never had somebody ask me, hey, can I review your footage? Can I look at your footage? And I just give them permission to do that. When people do that, it always turns out for the best. When people steal from me, understand this too. This is what a Homeland Security officer taught me. When people steal something from you, it's theft. And if they're doing an investigation, can you imagine how you'd feel if there was a murder case when someone you loved was involved in it, or a victim of that, and the investigation did not include the primary witness of the incident? So someone who witnessed it, you don't even interview them. I'm the witness. And when these people do reviews and they don't even attempt to interview me, you're incompetent, right? You're totally, blatantly incompetent. And the truth of the matter is, someone like Thinker Thunker never even attempted, he didn't ask me for permission, and he never attempted to interview me, which is why his work ended up being so blatantly incompetent, because he's freaking clueless. He didn't interview the eyewitness to the event, which was me that filmed it. So that's what's really frustrating, right? Is they didn't even get the story. They didn't even ask what happened. They didn't even try to conduct an interview with me. They just stole it behind my back, like the backstabbing little weasel thieves they are, profited from it, and their work is absolutely incompetent. And then people, if it bleeds it leads kind of attitude, because it's a horrible piece, and of course it speaks badly about me, because it was done with deception. Do you understand that? It was deceptively done, and you're not going to have somebody do something deceptively and dishonest and then be honest about it. Does that make sense? You can't expect integrity from a backstabbing little weasel who stole from you, right? So it's just what I've noticed, and it comes through every single time. So, Charles, do you feel like they could take on a Bigfoot with oh no, oh no, 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 you couldn't. You don't fight bears with a Bowie knife. People, you don't understand how. Just let's not talk about Bigfoot for a second. Like, deer are strong and powerful. Like, they're kick-ass, powerful, scrappy, run hard, run fast. A bear takes them down and rips them apart. And a deer is a powerful, impressive animal. Elk even more so. Moose even more so than that. And bears kill these animals and take them down with horns and whatever. Hooves are very dangerous with a moose. You just don't have any idea what you're dealing with. Like, they will smash through you. So, and they'll take a shot. They'll take a stab. They'll take a poke. You'll die. Like, and with a Bowie knife fight, guys, you don't understand. Mountain lions are only 200 pounds. They're teeth and claws. I don't know. It's not a situation that, you don't want to get yourself involved in that stuff. Be intelligent, be wise, take the precautions that you require. And this is not, even I was talking to my expeditioners today, the neurosurgeon wants to do this and wants to get into this. He's intelligent enough to know it's going to take years before you get good at it. Years of practice, years of getting out there and learning about the ecology and survival skills and the animals around you. It just takes years and years of practice to do all this stuff. So you can't just jump into it. If you're going to be a mechanic, it takes you 4 years to get your journeyman ticket of practicing and years of studying, right? And that's spending 40, 50 hours a week studying, learning, and practicing your craft. To get that kind of time in to do this, that's what I've done. You have to understand, people, in case you're not aware, I'm well over 2,000 days in the backcountry wilderness. 2,000 days and nights, backcountry wilderness expeditions. I'm over that now. I'll be off to approaching 3,000. So, and more than 1,000 of those days is alone by myself. Over 1,000 days and nights, backcountry wilderness survival. Nobody can argue that anymore. It's a factual truth. I can absolutely prove it. I've proven it to the wildlife biologist PhDs, and this is the reality of what I have. I have logged those hours, and again, over 1,000 hours of guiding people. Over 1,000 days and nights of guiding people in the backcountry wilderness like this. So that's the human being you're dealing with. That's the level of experience I have. And I've come to the point too, where I hope you all understand this. It's just a factual truth. There's, I don't have people competing with me that have backcountry wilderness experience, deep backcountry wilderness experience in these ecologies with, a healthy ecology: bears, mountain lions, wolves, wolverines, all birds of prey, ungulate species. So it's really the tracking and survival skills I have been practicing boots on the ground at my age, and moving forward, like successfully able to continue to do this for decades to still come. I'm really at a point where I just don't have any competition anymore. um, it's going to take anybody, decades to catch up with me. So, and I've seen mentors that have taught me have retired and they're done. They're not doing this anymore. Lots of great men that have excellent, amazing tracking skills that I've learned from. Well, John Bitterniggle's passed away now, but well, a couple of them have passed away that have been teachers of mine. So I'm really at an elite level that you can expect to get the highest quality of knowledge, understanding, and learning from from the math of the wilderness, from the science of the wilderness, from the spirituality from the wilderness, from the traditional knowledges and understanding of Native American people and First Nations people, combined with, you know uh, sniper techniques, uh, wildlife biologist techniques, books, theories. I'm completely obsessed with this, and it's what it was going to take to make this discovery process happen. And I want you all to be very excited about that. You know that there is a human being out here, because Grover Krantz didn't do this. Respect to Grover Krantz. He was a he had his theories and stuff. Uh, Jeff Meldrum is, he does some boots on the ground, and he has done that in his life. He's not doing much of it anymore. Total respect to him. And now he's really theorizing. He's studying the evidence. He's doing great things, but he's not boots on the ground like this. The fact that Sasquatch has this, and something to be excited about, really excited about. So John's passed away. John Bitternagel, the late great Dr. John Bitternagel, wildlife biologist, PhD, has passed away. Who took up his mantle? Who's taken up his space? There isn't somebody. There is no wildlife biologist, PhD, that followed in his footsteps, which really sucks. It's actually a goal of mine. I am well educated, and I now have the opportunity to go get a PhD in anthropology, which I will be pursuing, and that's going to happen over the years. But really, who's doing his work and who's continuing on with it? Well, I put my hand in the air. I'm a student of John Bitternagel's. I admired him. He was like a father figure to me, and I'm the closest thing to carry on his work, which is an honor and privilege to be able to do. And this is something that he did very well. He did tons of field research, and he was a field researching wildlife biologist. But specifically with me, something that he was never able to do is, this is my first job. This is my first priority. He was working for Fish and Wildlife in Africa and different spots in Canada, which is absolutely amazing and fantastic. But his field of expertise specifically was not Sasquatch. And you all need to know that we have a human being who has that specific field of expertise. I'm a full-time Sasquatch researcher. I've got thousands of days of backcountry experience now, and I will find people. I do have people that are going to take up this mantle after I'm gone, when my time has passed. I'll have multiple individuals that will take on this discovery process as it moves forward, and it'll be something that humans do forever. And what I've learned from John Benedict, from Jeff Meldrum, from Survivor Man, from all the Cree, the Nakotas, the Makah people, all this will be continued on by other individuals. Oops! Oh no, something happened. Absolutely for certain. So I guess my little gimbal died. So I think that's very exciting to know that this is going to continue on. It's going to continue to grow. The discovery of Bigfoot is happening, and 2025 is such an excellent year. I'm so proud of what's already been accomplished, and I'm really excited about what's to come. I have a pretty cool spot in Louisiana if you ever want to come down. I'd love to hear about that, David. I'm sure you're sending me an email, so I look forward to that when I get back from the expedition. Miss Lori, my son lives in PNW, and he loves camping in the Peanuts Forest. They had an experience, and they said he was terrified. It was a group. he's got cool pics. I'd love to hear about it. Please send me an email, discoveringbigfoot@gmail.com. I'd love to hear about it. So just a couple more questions. It's getting a little chilly, but I have to do a bush run here for a couple hours. So I'm gonna get back out in the wilderness. Uh, my expeditioner Ross is tired and gonna take it easy for the rest of the night here. No Sasquatch activity at all during this live show. Just hear the birds singing. So yeah. Love your Kenny Miller loves my content. Thank you. Good luck, sir. Thank you, AA Ron. Sun, be the last question. Hey Todd, great to see you out there in the field. One question. Nocturnal deer up north eyes turn blue during winter months. Okay. So nocturnal deer up north eyes turn blue during. Have you ever noticed evidence of blue-eyed Sasquatch? No. Sasquatch's eyes are not blue at night. So I educate people about that when they come out here. But definitely blue is, when I see blue, especially light blue, that's mountain lion at night. So Todd, you're the man. Keep up the work. Thank you, David. And just a little scroll down here. Discovering Bigfoot the Unknown. On Solomon's Island, Bigfoot are called hairy giants. The chief talks about them being 30 feet tall and up. Like, isn't that crazy? Randy Brisson talked about that too. And there's some, I hate to say it, but there's some real potential truth that they, not 30 feet. Like that. Please, 30 feet? That's King Kong. I don't think people realize, so the Randy Brisson theory is, I think he said 15, but I'm going to take it down to 12. A 12-foot Sasquatch, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking now 1,500 pounds. That, people see a 9-foot, 900-pound Sasquatch, and they cannot, you just can't prepare yourself for that kind of size and mass. We've never seen it in a biped, in a hominid. It's shocking to you. And you're talking now nearly double that, 3 feet taller and nearly double the weight at 1,500 pounds. Oh my God. And I have to say it, there's a real potential that size of Sasquatch exists, but not 30 feet. 30 feet just, and I can understand why people would say that. Oh my God, it's so huge. But believe me, if you saw a 9-foot Sasquatch, you're probably going to say he's 12 feet. If you saw a 12-foot Sasquatch, you'd probably say he's 20, 25 feet. It's kind of the way it is. And I get it because it's so freaking overwhelming. It's not so much the height, it's the massive girth and thick chest and enormity of the hands and the traps that come up, like the absolute awesome physicality that these beings are. And out of respect for probably, the best Sasquatch researcher I've ever worked with, Randy Brisson, he says there are 12-footers, and I'm going to have to say, I really don't like to say this, but I think he's right. I've never seen it. I've never witnessed it. But just Randy Brisson is so freaking on par. He's so amazing. He pisses me off because out of 10 things that he's taught me that I said, that can't be real, that can't be right, he's been right about all of them. So it kind of ticked me off because he's so freaking smart. He's so ahead of the game. And I found my native teacher, Musqueam, my Cree, Northern Cree elder, same thing. You say these things that just seem absolutely ridiculous, and then they just were true. They were true. So respect to Randy Brisson. I miss you, Randy, if you get to see this. I think he's such an amazing, incredible, one-of-a-kind Sasquatch researcher. Was really good friends with John Benenego for the last years of his life. So thank you very much for tuning in. I am Todd Standing. I am the man who takes people out into the field and has them either live interact with or eyewitness a Sasquatch, which has transpired this week. I'm not going to say his name because I don't have permission, but the great neurosurgeon Alexander and his son have confirmed it with me today. They had to go home early, but they confirmed it with me today. They are 100% in the know that they had a live interaction, multiple live interactions with Sasquatch. They're extremely happy with their expedition. I've got my Scotsman taking a little nap in the trailer. He's also extremely happy with his expedition, and we'll have to see what he says at the end of it. He's still got a couple days out here alone with me, so I haven't interviewed him and got specifically like right in. I get in people's. I'm like, okay, that happened. Was it a Sasquatch? Yes. 100% or 99? No, 100%. So you have I'm getting your perspective that you are 100% certain you had a live interaction with a Sasquatch. And those two, the 13-year-old and the 45-year-old neurologist with his 13-year-old son, looked me straight in the eye and both with 100% certainty agree they had an incredible live interaction with the Sasquatch, and they were only out here for 4 days of their 7-day expedition. So much more to come, ladies and gentlemen. Get excited. The discovery of Sasquatch is absolutely happening. The Discovering Bigfoot app is going to be up. Very excited. Camera 1 over there, that's the north camera. And way over in the bush that you can't see all camouflaged will be the thermal camera number 2. So thanks to Logan for coming out here and doing the killer work that he's done. It's absolutely amazing, the system that he's got set up here. He went way over and above. That man is freaking obsessed with making sure that Discovering Bigfoot app is going to function and work absolutely amazing this year. So get excited about that too. So much more to come. Thank you very much for tuning in. Bye for now.